It started with a single dollar. Not a million, not a fortune, not even enough to matter. Just $1. A trivial error, the kind accountants ignore, the kind officers overlook, the kind nobody thinks twice about. But within weeks, that $1 discrepancy would trigger a chain of decisions. Decisions that would cost millions, cripple operations, and quietly reshape the outcome of an entire campaign. This is not a story about greed. It's a story about oversight, about arrogance, and about how the smallest cracks can bring down the largest systems. During wartime, logistics is everything. Not bravery, not strategy, not even firepower. Wars are won by supply chains. Fuel, ammunition, food, spare parts. If even one link breaks, the entire machine collapses. And in this case, the system was considered flawless. An advanced procurement network, layers of accounting, audits, cross-checks, every shipment tracked, every dollar recorded. Or at least, that's what they believed. Because when systems become too trusted, they stop being questioned. And that's where the mistake began. It was buried in paperwork. A minor discrepancy in a supply invoice. $1 off. Maybe a rounding error, maybe a typo. Maybe someone misread a number. It didn't matter, because no one stopped to ask why. Instead, they corrected it. Quietly, efficiently, automatically. But that correction triggered a recalculation. And that recalculation affected a batch order. And that batch order changed quantities. In isolation, the change was insignificant. But systems don't operate in isolation. That one adjusted number fed into inventory forecasts, shipment schedules, resource allocation, and budget approvals. And suddenly, supply levels began to drift. Not dramatically, just slightly off. Enough to go unnoticed, but enough to matter. Because in wartime logistics, slightly off is catastrophic. Weeks later, the first signs appeared. A unit reported missing equipment. Another reported delayed supplies. At first, it was blamed on transport delays, weather, enemy disruption, human error. But the pattern kept repeating, and slowly a terrifying realization emerged. The system was wrong. Not broken, wrong. The real damage wasn't the missing supplies, it was the decisions made based on false data. Commanders planned operations assuming they had resources they didn't. Troops advanced expecting support that never arrived. Fuel reserves ran dry, ammunition shortages, forced retreats, and every correction came too late. Because decisions in war are made forward, but mistakes reveal themselves backward. By the time they traced the issue, the cost had already exploded. Millions lost, opportunities missed, lives endangered. Investigators dug through layers of reports, thousands of transactions, endless documentation. And eventually they found it. A single adjustment, $1. Not because the dollar mattered, but because the system trusted itself too much to question it. This wasn't a failure of accounting. It was a failure of mindset. Blind trust in systems, ignoring small anomalies, over-optimization. The system worked perfectly until it didn't. And when it failed completely. The $1 mistake didn't destroy the system. The system destroyed itself because it stopped asking questions. And that's the real danger. Not the size of the mistake, but the confidence that allows it to grow. So next time you see something small, a tiny error, a minor inconsistency, don't ignore it, because history has already proven. Sometimes $1 is all it takes.